Bev, I think Lingy on our coverage described it as a surge mentality with numbers at the ball. Could you just take us through the game plan tonight, whether that's a blueprint, do you think, to perhaps obviously beat Geelong?
Surge mentality with numbers at the ball. Yeah, well, I think that's a fair way off what it looked like because unfortunately what happened early in the game is we kicked it straight to them when we're in space. Now that's not a surge, that's just you can see your teammates and you kick it to them. So we had to make some adjustments, and there's no doubt that in the second half we probably went a bit longer inside 50 than we did in the first half, and it helped us win the game. So our players made great adjustments, sound adjustments, and it really helped us. Not that we didn't want to do that in the first half. I think even the kicks that we turned over quite blatantly, I think the options were probably there. We just didn't kick it well. And so credit to the boys to keep their composure and make those adjustments. But as far as the numbers go, there's no doubt that probably for a fair part of the game there were numbers up around the stoppage for both sides. And there wasn't a hell of a lot, but I felt like they had more of a structured forward line than what we did. And we made an adjustment at three-quarter time and we pulled the pin and we went 6 forwards, and in the end we won the game. So again, credit to our players, followed through on sound strategy and held their nerve when early in the game it looked like a strong Geelong outfit were well on top of us. So it's a really important night for us.
Was it important that you didn't panic at that stage? It seemed like you had enough of the play. It was, again, just using that ball. And was that your message to them throughout?
Well, I didn't need to give that message. Absolutely, you can't panic. I mean, as soon as you become really concerned about what's happening with the opposition, you move totally away from what you know you're capable of and even your initial planning and what you want to pull off. So, as I said, it was a real credit to our players that they kept their composure and they didn't panic, and we got ourselves back into the game and just sort of hung in there. I mean, we couldn't get the ball inside 50 for a long period of time, and I felt our defenders really defended in space outstandingly well for most of the night. And then our midfield started to get on top a little bit at different stages and ultimately kicked some critical goals in the last quarter and able to connect deep with Aaron a couple of times, which was pretty important for us.
Do you think getting those marks inside 50 in the last quarter was due to that evening up in numbers and Aaron being able to have one out?
Yeah, partly. I think it was, definitely. There probably were opportunities in the first half, regardless of whether or not they sort of had an extra hanging around there, that we probably could have gone there. We had threats sort of up high and deep, but as I said, our skill, our execution was just a bit off. But yeah, we asked our bigger forwards to make sure that when they were in that sort of post position that they had a presence and we could kick long to them. So they ran good patterns and especially Aaron, he was rewarded in the end, and it's good to see him slot a couple.
Do you pitch yourself and think back to the pre-season, what sort of player he's been coming as a forward in a really short period of time?
Well, I think everyone in the room has seen what he's capable of, and you probably understand he's a unique player and athlete. And just on the dawn of the season, recognising the possibility that he might be able to, the kind of young man he is, because he's very courageous as well, and he's got a huge competitive edge. And so just thinking that he might be able to be that player for us, where obviously with Boydie, Tom retiring, and we haven't had a great deal of depth there in recent times. And I don't know if I pinch myself, but we're really grateful with the fact that he's accepted that responsibility, he's enjoyed the role, and he's helped others play well. Josh has played pretty well the last couple of weeks, and that's through Josh's hard work, but it's also through Aaron's commitment to his role as well, and others. So when you think that he's still only 19, he's obviously a promising player.
Well, with no disrespect to the Suns or the Blues, people are trying to assess your form this week. And they'll say, well, you've dropped those 2 games, you just knocked off the league leaders. Where do you assess your form vis-a-vis the competition? I mean, are you in finals contention in your view? I know you are on the ladder, but how do you see it?
Well, I think if you go back and have a look at when we played the Suns and just have a look at their team, it's just totally different to what it is now. Unfortunately, they've lost some key players through injury, and they're playing good footy at the start of the year, and we, they played well that day. We may have let our guard down in different areas, but they played well. And you have a look at Carlton's team the day they beat us too. And right now, no Cripps, no Curnow, no Mackay. All their whole team was stocked, and they played good footy, and they caught us unawares. And I think we've learned a bit. There's no doubt. I mean, you've got to be right on edge against everyone. But in recent times, everyone's asking questions of the teams that we're beating. Like they aren't fronting up. Well, we're not a bad side, as I keep saying, and the competition, as you can tell through the ladder, they're all hard to win, especially for us. As we're coming again, we're emerging again, but I try not to look back, because the ones that got away have got away, and all I look at now is what's up ahead of us and the possibilities of what might be. And if we keep driving like we have been, then no reason why we can't win most of them.
How important for your own belief, or particularly the players' belief, to back up last week's and do what you did tonight, do you think?
Oh, it's enormously important. I mean, obviously Geelong are currently the benchmark, and where they sit on the ladder. They'd won twice as many games as us, 12-6. And last time we played them, we hung in there, and then they just blitzed us in the last quarter. And it happened once or twice with a couple of the other more experienced teams as well. So there's really good signs for us at the moment, where we're finishing games, for want of a better phrase, on top of the ground. And that's really healthy against some of these teams who've got some depth and experience in their team. So that hasn't surprised me, but when you break during the bye and you go away and you're sort of hoping a little bit, as much as you're talking about coming back with a new energy, I'm just so pleased with what the boys have been able to produce off that mini break. And so it helps beating good sides. It helps your belief, there's no doubt. And these wins are important for now, but they're important for the future beyond this year as well.
What do you think of Toby McLean back inside? Pretty crucial contest in that last minute.
Yeah, I felt like he made a really solid contribution, and in that last quarter, we needed, when we went to the 6 forwards mode, we needed a bit more one-on-one and aerial presence, and he's not a tall player, Toby, but he's a great competitor, and I thought he had an enormous last quarter. I thought he came back into the side, and as has been made glaringly obvious through the commentary, I've asked him to come up with what we know he's capable of and influence results, and I felt like tonight he really influenced the result with what he was able to do. All good? Thank you.